Greetings. Somebody recently mentioned that it'd be nice to do a guide for a hardcore playthrough. Okay, let's do a hardcore playthrough. But I'm also going to do some fun with randomization. All right, picking gender. It's a 1 or a 2. We'll do left to right. 1 is male, 2 is female. 2, we are a female. Okay, we're going to click that over there. Nice, nice, nice. There we go. So you see what I'm doing. There we go. Switching back. Okay, now, next step is, I'll just put the details of the character in. We'll do some rando stuff here. We can do, everything can be random. Eye color is number 1. Skin variety is, we're just changing it from 1 to 6 on that quick bar. Oh, we have scar number 6 there. And then we have freckles number, we're truly randomizing this whole dang thing. 1. Whew, look at her go. Oh, I didn't do face type. My goodness. We'll go up to 6. So you can see what I'm up to. Oh no, you can already see what I'm up to. I don't have you seen what the person looks like. Well, I'll tell you what, you're about to see that. So here we go. And what does our person look like? This is what our person looks like. There we go. Okay, nice. And then on to our hairstyle, 1 through 5 again. We'll click it. It's already on it, so we're going to do 3. And then our color is also a 1 through 5. So we did this as a 4. We are a little aged or just interested in colored. Okay, there we are. Starter perk. Okay, this is the big one, right? 1 through 6. We do have a chance of getting nothing. So number 1, it goes in order top row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Cross your fingers. Disappointing. Okay. We are going to get the truly hardcore background, right? Because we are actually factually being no benefit. We get no bonus traits. This is hardcore. All right. That's our name. We're sticking with it. I'll see you in there. Well, here we go. Now, to make note here, I am going to do this on mouse and keyboard because that is my comfort level. And by all means, could it be done on controller? Yes. Yes, it can. My one big difference, and I'll try to recreate it, I'll do it as we go, just so you know, is that I would make sure I have backup weapons always. Backup weapons, backup things, all the time. Okay, our first little bits here, we just need things. All manner. We need... Items are going to cost us twice as much, so when we consider, what does it mean to be hardcore mode? So, here we go. The big thing is, obviously I have raids, our guards die on death, and our tribute modifiers are there. Enemy raid contribution modifier 1.5, that's a little higher, but honestly, I don't know, I'm not sure that'll be a big deal. Let's see here, the big deal is all needs are at 200%. This will feel heavy at first. I'm not sure that'll feel too heavy later. Player crafting item cost, that hurts. 2 times as much for everything. And the sell cost modifier, this is a bigger kick. Now we aren't just going to sell our way out of our situations. So it's going to be tricky. Damage modifiers for enemies, they're getting a bonus 50% on us, and they have 20% more health. And animals, same story. They'll do 50% more damage to us, but they have twice as much health now. Our poise loss modifier, I think that's actually higher, but I don't remember what it's at normally. And all of our experience gain is at a lower value by 30%. Okay. Now the wind-up modifier is lower, but honestly, I think that's going to be better for me. I think I over-anticipate, so I think for me, that's actually going to go better. With the 2 times cost modifier, that does mean that as I'm sitting here gathering up all these stones, that it's going to cost me 6 stones and 6 sticks instead of 3 and 3 to make that first axe. And also that means it's going to cost us 2 logs to make us the first hammer. The other interesting thing that really sets things apart is that repairing that copper axe at the start of the game, it may feel like that's a great tool to have right away, but yeah, we got a little bit of a problem here because it will now cost us 2 broken copper axes and the copper ore, which I don't remember the exact amount, to fix. I need 2 broken tools to make 1. That's not efficient, and that's going to cause us some challenges as we go. Alrighty, as I pick up stuff, I know I said that I'd skip around a lot, but we have to establish our rules. The rules are, in this, it has to be truly hardcore. There cannot be a an exploit that feels like it would rush us through any kind of resource. So that means I'm not going to let myself go to the Iron Age first. Like, that's not permitted. It's not going to be I can't just grab the shovel and go get iron. Although, honestly, I want to. I know that's my trick. That's my go-to trick. I love it. It's great. It'll solve all your problems real quick. We're going to try to go without it, right? Like, we're going to try to do actual, factual, normal progression. There's nothing saying that you can't go straight to the Iron Age by taking Iwasaki, but that has to be handled by doing it, right? Like, we have to put in the hard work and make that happen. Otherwise, the other story on that is, too, we cannot go steal from the samurai. Like, that's not okay. We do not get to go and just take his stuff and then suddenly make the game easier. That is not okay. So we have to do a general, normal progression of the game. And that's it. That's really all we have to survive, is somehow make it through hardcore mode and finish all the tasks, and also not use any quick, easy exploits. Now I think with the clay that we'll be okay, since clay does count as a shovel resources, and you can get it with a shovel and it should be easy enough. We are going to use the best fit strategies to maximize resources, of course, and we are going to need to get villagers as rapidly as possible. Our biggest concern is that 2x modifier on the player for all crafting. That is going to slow us down immensely. So we got to get our Akko thing going on. I do just want to get her started and going. So for us, oh, I didn't actually set that up yet. Ha ha ha. Yeah, 4 and 4. How about that? I mean, I think that's normal, actually. So our crafting cost for buildings is not increased, which is a win. Feeling better? Nice. Okay, well, I'm out. As you already know, there is that copper axe up there, and it is worth having, of course, right? Like, it is very worth having this item. We do need a ton of arrows, and yeah, the unfortunate thing about the arrows being that it costs us twice as many resources, that is significant here at the start of the game. It means that the craftsman characters that we're going to find around the area suddenly became way more worthwhile. Now I am going to get some of this copper right away because we do need it for the bell, and it is really handy to have a fast travel location as soon as we possibly can get away with it. Alright, got ourselves some copper. We will want to get ourselves some good resources right away. Bamboo is just useful as some of the initial build items. We do want to make sure we get that set. Hey, we have Way of the Craftsman. That matters a bunch, seeing as we're going to use a lot of stamina up on a lot of these actions, right? With this, we're going to gather some gobo, which is 2 to 1, not great. We need a cook as soon as possible, and we need a craftsman as soon as possible. I want to get that workshop up and running so that somebody else is doing the building for us. That's the thing that's really going to make the difference, is that we don't pay the costs. We just get the stuff and have them do the work. The only major issue, and honestly the thing that'll be, I think that hardcore mode does to you, is it slows you down quite a bit, where we now have to care more about the villagers doing the crafting for us and less about us doing the crafting, which is a big switch, since the early game for me is generally a whole lot of me doing all the work, and then boom, the village is ready to go, and then it's just maintenance the whole rest of the game. The other, of course, is the whole like easily die modifier thing, right? Gathered up some feathers on the rock area over there, so that's that outcropping over there. There's always 3 nests, and that's really handy. I'm going to get some of this copper here, and we're going into town. And this is the whole reason. Okay, if I was on controller, that's the reason why I want to have the extra tool. Make sure that auto equips for you, because that matters a whole bunch for us as we go. Alrighty, best things for us to do on hardcore mode. Have as many resources as we know we need just to make our life go faster. Get villagers very quickly, and we're going to probably push it a bit. As in, we're going to want to get ourselves to a higher tech as soon as possible. This area is tempting, but there's 3 projects. That's not a go. Too many special projects means too many villagers. This is a go. We want iron right away, and since I'm making myself get access to iron only through the standard means, then this matters a lot. This will make it really hard, but hey, it's hardcore mode, right? We want to get a start And we want to be able to get the villagers to maximize what they can do. I don't want to go through the whole stages of copper, bronze. I don't want to do those stages because they're not really that great and there isn't a lot of benefit to it. We want to go straight to iron. Oh, hi. And we'll get through our dialogues, right? Indeed, my friend. Now, we aren't going to be able to sell anything, and we unfortunately also aren't going to get any quick, like, running exploits to anywhere. All right, I do very much want to get this bucket before we go, and I realized that I left the bucket at Akko's. It's not a big deal, because we just need one bucket right now. And I'm going to do just a real quick bit of work here to be sure we get some planks, and I want to make sure we get the straw before we go, because the straw is quite helpful. This is really worthwhile, so don't leave these behind. They're going to help you out as you go. And from here, Iwasaki is going to be our start point, so I'm going to place a marker there, and we're going to get to it. Now, with us, the reason for it, of course, being that we want to get to the Iron Age as soon as possible, and since we have the constraint that we can't just go grab a shovel and go dig up the iron in Jiro, that means that we need to get iron the natural way, the traditional villager pathway. So we need a way to get the iron as quick as possible. So here we'll go. I'm going to recommend that we go this way, since we want to see if we can get some people. Ooh, looky. What are your skill sets, my friend? You're a monk. That is unfortunate, because we are not looking for monks. Goodness, we're not getting a lot of good rolls here. Not a lot of random POIs that are going to help us out. So this is feeling a lot more hardcore. Oh yeah, and I do want to note, don't take fall damage. Just don't. It's not good. It's just not good. We're already at a high risk for dying all the time. The fall damage on top of it is not great. I swear it's higher, but then again, don't quote me. It might be just that I fell from a higher height than I realized. Here's that copper pick. Is it worth it? Yes. Is it worth having a hat? Who doesn't want a hat? So, yeah, is it worth it? It's up to you. But I happen to love it. Oh. A little bit of rearranging your inventory. Remember, you can put tools on your hotbar that frees up some slots there. Because we are going to want all these resources as we go. Do we need wasabi? I mean, I don't know. Why would we not get it? Having the marker on our map helps us find our way a little easier. Then I don't have to try to remember the map, which I ideally know, but not always. Now that's not a fight that I can handle right now. Most of these early fights we are not ready to handle yet. So a lot of what we're going to do is dodge those. Now, I know that there's going to be people out there who are going to be like, you should have taken the Enduro Rebels first. Like, that would be the safe route, and that would be the good starting route. You're right. That would definitely get me bronze, and that would do it. That's a good start point. You can do that one. I think that's a good idea. But I'm not going that route because I don't want to spend my time on bronze. I'm going to spend my time on iron, and it's going to be very worthwhile. I also get a very limited number of villages, and I want all of them to be at their maximum potential, since at some point, Enduro is a great start point, and yeah, I could build it and tear it down. That would be fine, and I would get myself copper and tin, but I also wouldn't get much else out of it. I would get the bronze armor, and I would get a better bow. You're not wrong, and those are all good things, but I think we can make it by without it. All right, well, on our way to Iwasaki to set up our camp, I've been thinking back and forth about whether Iwasaki is the best, about whether Central Plains would be the best, and it just is a constant back and forth for me, because there are a lot of benefits to going straight to Iwasaki and getting the tools right away. There are a lot of benefits to using Central Plains as a means to just get our future set up for ice and for paper. And then there's also the idea that we can use the Central Plains as just kind of a easy launching point. There's not a lot of things ahead of us. But I don't want to necessarily go easy on this. We're going to go hardcore, and we're going to do our best at this. So we're going to spend those skills. We're going to spend our skills in mining. I need a ton of copper. So what I'm going to do here, I should have gathered more in Sasogi. So when I do this, I want to point out to y'all, make sure that you end up with, we want 60 copper at least before you leave your area and start your new area fresh, as we're going to need enough to put in our smelter. We're going to need enough so that we can not only smelt our bronze that'll allow us to make the iron ore processing station, but we obviously need that copper so we can turn our first village into a fast travel location. We can't without a copper bell, and that's going to be a little bit of a problem if we don't have enough copper. 65 for copper, not bad. Now I'm going to start prioritizing some of my goodies here, and I'm going to start getting rid of things that are not serving the purpose that I need right now, so I can free up some space for tin. Because I also want to get out of here with the 40 tin that I could need. Well, no, I only need 20, so just need space for one of those, and I think we can get away with that. So let's go for that. I've got my copper pickaxe down to its last bits. So I'm going to switch over. I don't want to lose that thing. I don't want to use it up to its maximum because I can give that to a villager so they can get a 5% bonus. And why not just have a 5% bonus? There is nothing wrong with going a little over for that. We'll gather ourselves just a pinch more and we go. And then it's a matter of running to our location and hoping that we get some good finds along the way. I do want to stress that it's really worth you getting as much grasses as you can before you get there. I'm going to pick these iris labeled things that are most assuredly, they look like narcissus or daffodils, but oh well, it is an iris, and that's what we'll go with. We're going to avoid any fights because obviously we're not quite there yet. Try to gather as much grass as we can because it saves us extra trips when we're at our build site. We are going to need to build a number of beds. It's 10 grass per bed. We want to have, well, we're going to have at least 2 structures that have a bed. So that's 20 for that. We're going to have our small house, which is 20 more. And then we're going to build ourselves a house so that we can have 4 more villagers and really ramp things up quickly so we can go into the next season with enough workers. We're going to need quite a few workers if we want to do this right. We're going to want to build the iron ore processing station, and that does mean we are at a little bit of a constraint to get enough workers for that. So we need the space for it. And tomorrow, our day is going to be so busy since we have, well, we don't really have everything set up yet, and we only get 2 days. So, got to make the most of them. Ooh, I was running through here and I saw 2 arrows next, or sorry, 2 question marks next to each other, and I'm like, ooh, this could be people. Sure enough. Let's see what we get. That is a farmer. Fantastic. Okay, good. And a Toshichi, but the minor version of Toshichi. Cool. We want those 2 people, and we will come back for them. Now, that's good news. Keep looking around. You want as many villagers as you can get away with. That's not what we want. That was a lot of question marks. That won't serve us. Oh, goodness. And then we ended up with 2 more. That's pretty lucky. Now, that's 6 people we... Well, wait, no. We have Ako, blacksmith. You're going to be the first person to take on because we need you for the smelting. And then you are a guard. Cool. Because we will want a guard. Nice. That's really lucky. We've gotten very lucky. Alright, as we head in, I'm just going to choose to run this way and gather grasses. Anytime I need to rest, I am simply holding down the key to gather things and giving my character a little time to walk, as that is going to get us extra grass before we get there. I want to spend all of our time building and not running back and forth for resources. So the little bit of extra time we're taking right now is paying off later. There's the iron ore processing station just down there. There's our special project, and here's the area where wolves can usually start spawning. And I believe by coming in from this direction, we kind of save ourselves a little bit of the trouble. I don't think it's as likely for them to spawn in if you put your tower down, and I believe they start spawning a little further away from here. So that makes this kind of a win. Alright, time to do the things. We need the small house, and we have a long way to go on that. I'm going to chop down trees and build this, and I'll see you in a bit. Now, I am going to remind myself that it is always better to leave this tool out here. It's going to cost me 3 stone to build this thing, but and it's tempting to say that, well, you could just break it, who cares, build a new one, you got tons of stone. But I can also put that stone into the general storage, and I can have a worker use that for 1 day's worth of work. and I don't have to build a new axe. So that's not bad. I think I'd rather have that than waste more stones later just because I was in a hurry to use a thing that was already going to break anyhow. And as you may recall from my other videos, and if you're new here, then, well, welcome. And I don't like ventilation in my early houses because it saves me resources. It's that simple. It saves me resources, it saves me time. Well, let's just turn it into a simple wall and be done. If I could turn the doorway into a simple wall, well, there'd be no way in, but still, it would be less resources. And that's where all this grass is going to pay off. We have a lot to put down, and we have a lot of beds to put down. We have a long way to go. There we go. It counts as a done house, and our character needs to recover, so I'm going to cook some eggs up while they recover their stamina, since we need food for our person. I'm going to recommend that you use cooked eggs for your character, because it's no good for villagers. And you probably have a ton of cooked eggs, because you've been picking up all of those wonderful bird nests along the way. We do want to make sure we have the next bed down, and then it's off to build the general storage so we can deal with this whole inventory crunch issue. There we go. General storage can go anywhere you like, but it's best if it's really conveniently located near your fast travel location so you can go in and out of it quickly and drop off things and pick up things. Quick check-in on perks. Just going to spend them on chopping because we're doing a lot of that. We don't have any other perks to spend, so it's what it is. But we're going for Ibisu's Boon because we want all the loot that we get to be great as it can be. There we go. Now that's a big deal. We'll just hold down the key and drop everything off, and then we'll hold down the left shift key and left click, and that will quick transfer the eggs back into my inventory. That works on keyboard and mouse. There is not exactly a fast way on the controller other than using the right bumper and left bumper to go up by tens. That does tend to go a little quicker. Okay, we just reached the end of day 1. If you look at the timer at the top middle compass on our screen, that is showing us that we would have had production right now, and our workers would have given us items for the day, but of course we don't have any yet. Oh no, that was too far. One shop too many. I thought I had just a pinch more. That's a waste. Okay, we'll go and make another axe, and then we'll finish this up. We do have some building to do. The next step for building is, of course, the workshop and the forager's hut. And it doesn't really matter what order you go in. Just make it whatever you want to make it. We are going to need the workshop to make the bronze, and that bronze is going to allow us to actually build ourselves up. But we need lots and lots of logs. Now, if you want to be real good about this, you can even save your hammers, and those can be used later on for your workers who are going to be building things for you in your smithy and places like that. So if you want to really make sure you're maximizing your use of resources, then by all means, make sure just before any tool breaks, keep it, pop it in the general storage, and then we'll use it later for a job somewhere, and it takes care of a day's work. It doesn't matter what condition level it's at. It just matters that it is the tool that they need, and they can get that day's work out of it. Cool. This means a lot to us. We need this. We are not going to let this thing cook the ore because it's too slow. We are going to have a worker do it, and since we saw ourselves a blacksmith, that is a huge win for us. I am going to build this structure partly because I just want to get to the next dynasty level. The other part of it is that we will ultimately want to have the ability to make healing potions when we start getting more serious about what we're doing here. We're probably going to give an attempt at attacking the thugs in just a bit here, and that's going to be very, very entertaining. I think we can make good use of it. Oh, this is a good spot to have a moment and say, open entrances save you lots of supplies. And there's a few great spots on here that you can pop in these open areas, and it just costs you nothing but a hammer strike to be done with it. And it helps if you strike it, though. There we go. And then we're at Dynasty level 3, which allows us to build the woodworker station and the house, which are both excellent. I do want another house. I want to have enough villagers here that we can get the upgrade for the bell tower, which we can already do with the stations we have. I also think it's worth us making just enough of the bronze so that we can do a fast travel location, because when we go attack the thug... Oh no, I meant to actually put that away. Don't break your axes like I do. It's silly. Use the copper axe until you get close. and use your iron or your stone axes, but then don't break them. It's really worth having those axes on hand. It saves you extra stuff. We will at some point not be struggling for resources, but for now, let's conserve our resources. All right, we are going to need a bunch of planks for this house. So when you hit your logs, try to get them all in a nice line if you can, so you can save yourself chops, and then we should be good. We'll go get this thing built up. More planks for this one, but we're not going to keep it a conifer-sided house. There's not all conifer trees around us right now, which is a problem, so it's going to make it a little trickier for us to get the resources. Oh, wait. I got 6 firewood while I was out. 6 firewood should allow us to make 2, and that's all we need. That'll get us 2 bronze. That's going to be what we want. Now, we'll get this to here, we'll get the planks on it, and after this, we're going to switch this house into a makeshift house. It's going to be... There we go. There, and then we got to do a quick change here. We want to make this a bamboo ramp entrance, and now we don't have to use any planks for any part of this building. We can save ourselves a few planks for other things as we go. And since we have so darn many sticks, this will go very quickly for us and easily for us, and it does not matter. Our villagers don't care what they're living in. They just need a home, and we're good. We're lucky on that. All right, house is done, and now we have 2 more beds to go, but I ran out of resources. That's going to put us here, and we're going to start building up our items so that we can take off and take the next steps. We're going to need a bow, but we're going to need rope before we can do that. We collected the straw earlier, which is important. We also need the copper alarm bell. Good, we'll have extra. We're doing pretty well here. Not bad at all. Then we make the bow. Nice. Okay, now we got to start getting clever about how we do things. And we also got to make sure we don't use up tools that don't need to be used up just yet. We'll make a stack of arrows. We have a bow. We'll need another axe. That's this one. And I don't want to use up the last of my copper axe because we can use that for a worker to get a 5% bonus on things. I think before we go, we're going to end up being strategic in our people who we take on. However, we are also going to be unavoidably needing more people working in workstations like this, so we'll finish that up. Now, we're going to need a little bit more grass to get ourselves built up. Oh, those are refugees. It's always good to get a quick glance at some of the things that are at a distance, just so we can figure out if there are people worth taking on. And we've seen a few refugees this time around, and that's really good. We might be able to get up to the amount we need. Oops, I keep missing you, sir. And you're a cook. That's good. Better than a level 0 cook, that's for sure. You're a monk. That's unfortunate. So we won't necessarily be needing him, but we will take on his friend. We will want a level 1 cook. A level 0 cook is not at the same amount that we want. We want to be at a better spot. Our people will level up fairly quickly, but it's nice if we can get away with having a little extra. All right, a workstation done, and second one on the way. We have finally gotten to the point where we've drained our collection of sticks, but we've built an impressive village to start with. So this is a really nice place to be so far. We have 2 woodworking stations, which we will make use of, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have, oh my, we have 8 places that we can put people. Perfect. All right, now we're going to do a slightly unorthodox thing. Let me say that again. Slightly unorthodox. There we go. Enunciation is key. We're going to end up failing today to serve the needs of our people, and it's okay. So, we're going to let them have a struggle bus day. We're going to take on our people. Who is who? You can live with us, yes, because we need our people. I am not a fan of taking on this guy, but I want the fast travel location. So, oh, he's not going to let me do it? Well, too bad, man. We're taking you on anyway. Alrighty. This was not our smith. We need a cook. That's okay. We'll get to that. How did you not? There we go. Now we got it. I must have mispressed it. My apologies. I must be slowly waking up this time. You are going to be a woodworker. No question. We need logs. Let's go. There's that axe that was busted up, right? Look at him taking a walk over. I need that smith, and I also need that firewood. Now, we're going to let the needs for the day not be satisfied for the first time. It's not great because it's going to lower their happiness, but honestly, The fact that we're only going to go down by a small fraction is really not that big a deal. So as far as could I probably have taken on a person and let them struggle through that first day if I would have rushed it? Yeah, we could definitely do a start in Sosogi and do that and tear down the village and just get a big beginning. That's not a bad idea. And then maybe I'll do an alternative video on that. I feel like maybe that would be the easier launching point to just like hop yourself up and go. Anyway, we're going to go get our villagers, and then it's going to be time for us to go and do our best to take and get the thugs, because that really is the big limiter for us right now. I will say rice is actually kind of a handy thing to get, so I'm going to go for this while we're here, simply because having extra grass is good, but also having access to rice right now could get us a couple of meals when we're ready to actually make it. And I might even, that's the unlock for Nizarazushi. It's the Koji mold. You know, in all of the times I've played this game, I've always gotten the Koji mold through farming, so it's never been clear that that's the thing that stops you. I'll have to add that to the sheets and get that going. Okay, we gotta double check. I'm pretty sure we do have, there it is. We have one more skill point we can drop there, and we're going to. I want the stamina so that we can survive our conflicts that are coming up. Ooh, well, that's not a bad setup. All right, I gotta find out where these people are at so I don't spend a lot of time wandering, because it will turn into a lot of wandering. Use your map. That's another good tip to make sure that you're on. Use your map. Save yourself time. We don't have a ton of it. Here's our people. This Tosh, we're taking you on. All right, Tosh, you are with us, and then sorry. Oh, village limit reached. Whatever. That's why I needed to actually upgrade my Vel. That's a bummer. This young man. You go there. Okay, perfect. Now can I take her on? Perfect. Just needed to upgrade a pinch. Okay. We do want her because we do want to start farming. And as to what are we going to start farming? Yeah, that's a solid question. Whatever we can get away with today. I'd love for us to do tea so we had access to that, but I think we're just going to get... I'd also like to get us going on rice as soon as possible as well. Alrighty. Without spending too much more time out here, we're going to head back. I'm going to gather up mushrooms because we know that these are very useful in simple meals. And also, if we're going to try to get a couple quick potions made, we do know that these go quick for that. So we'll gather up a few of these, a few of those, and go. And here's our other two people. It looks like Akko is actually going to be left behind for quite a while, since we have a whole lot of other people out here that we can take on. Poor Akko is on to day 2 already, and the sun will be rising soon. This is the person I was actually looking for. Okay, let's do this. We need you. There we are. Interesting. I thought I just assigned you a home. Got it. Okay, let's see if I can take you on too. Darn it. I didn't want to have to wait on that. That's what it is. Guard. Yes, we will be back for you. No worries, man. No worries. Alright, some minor inefficiencies that I want you to do better with than I did is get your 2 villagers that were closest, and then come back here and just upgrade the bell real quick. Do that before you get crazy and start running around, because it is not worth having to run back out there and not have to get your guy. Go back out there and get your guy. Just make sure you did the upgrading. I need a couple planks. We'll do that, and we'll finish this upgrading. And again, keeping in mind that it's not more efficient for me to use the workstation because it's 2 logs for 6 planks, which makes it the exact same cost, so it's not really worth. It's better off for you just to use the ads at this point in time. So now I have a bunch of items that we're going to just dump into here. And we also need to start thinking about making a fishing hut, as that is going to be the solution for food as soon as we are actually interested in taking care of their needs. Okay, with that, now we can assign her. Now you immediately, we're going to get you doing the bronze, and I believe we're going to need a large amount of firewood. I need 20, so we're going to do 3 times 20, that's 60 firewood. Okay, 60 firewood. Oh, you know what? Real quick, we also have to tell people that they do not get access to firewood as a fuel source. So no matter what, we are not allowing people to burn and use any of these things just yet. Okay. Now, somebody did have a great tip, which was that we can make a nice conduit to making money using straw. So we're going to gather palm leaves because that's a ridiculous collection of items, and it goes really well. We are going to assign this person to mining ultimately because we need our stone to be present. We need a good collection of items for that. For now, since we don't have a farm, I can pop her into this one just so it's assigned. Do I have a dead axe? I do have a dead axe. That being the case, we'll pop the dead axe in here and let her use that one. There we go. Use her. You're a random show up. Okay, well, yeah, I hope you find your fortune. Grand. Okay, with that, it's time to get our smelter going. I'm going to make a lot of these into firewood. It's going to take an axe and an adze. So we'll take the adze down. Let's see here. Actually, let's find out. That gives me 2 firewood. That's it. 2 firewood. Otherwise, 2 logs to 8. That's 2 logs equals 4. Nope, this is the right route to go. It gives us 1 more. Okay. That being the case, we are going to just make as much firewood as we can get away with in the least efficient way possible. And then I'm going to not press the more button and make it even less efficient. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, we got the 74 firewood. That's just fine. That's going to get us enough so we can wrap up our goal here of getting ourselves enough to have our blacksmith actually make enough bronze. And because we have an actual blacksmith, we're getting bonus resources. I am tempted to see if maybe we should drop this down so we save some. That's going to give us 3 more at the cost of 3 copper. It might be nice to have the copper on hand, although that's 5 extra. Let's do that. No, let's just go there. That's okay. Okay, you there. We want to have the mining station. I very much want to just get the workstations out of the way, since we're going to need a lot of things here for that. We do need fishing at some point. I'd like to have the jobs that are going to be used available now. Oh, we can't do mining station until level 6. Okay. Then we'll get the fishing hut up and call it even. I decided to use the workstation just to see, like, well, is it faster? Is it better? Is it more efficient for me to do that? Then I remembered you get free experience for actually crafting at the station, so yeah. Make sure you make your deciduous logs at some point there. Just get the free dynasty experience. Why not? Now this structure is going to ask us to make it out of planks. But again, keep in mind, there's no disadvantage to switching back to these simpler styles. And these simpler styles cost sticks, and we have a lot of them. So let's stick with that until we get later in the game, where we can then start to care a lot more about how we're doing things. And again, oh, actually for these, make sure, go empty entrances. It's really much easier to just make these open and set. There we go. We just saved ourselves a lot of time and a lot of resources by just simplifying what the structure does. And we're not going to be doing much with these other than throwing workers into them anyway. So why worry about it? The only wall I don't believe we can change is this one. It's just always going to be that. And that's, it's been that way. It's been that way since the fishing hut's been a fishing hut. I feel like we could have been strategic with this, and I could have actually placed this further out, and we could have just run across this just to get across the river. So we're going to look into that. All right, big thing first is make sure that you clear out this particular structure of all the things that you don't want. I'm probably going to keep that general storage just because I feel like that one is more useful, and why not? It is really worthwhile to have a productive fishing hut. It is something that the job from this one is useful and constantly effective. So it's really not bad to just plop a bunch of these down right away and make it easy on yourself for later. Oh, of course. Darn it. The hammers. There's so many. You go through so many hammers. So I'll get some more logs. We'll get these set up. The amount that you can get out of a fishing hut is awesome. So it's definitely one of the few places that I will actually spend the extra time to throw the extra stations in to be sure that I can really maximize it. We're going to be making fish. We want one person who's fishing for the sake of getting fish. Two, ultimately, in the long run, that's what we're going to want to have is two people catching fish for the sake of getting fish. And then one of those people, or one of the other people, sorry, we'll have three people in the station. One person needs to be making fish oil. So of the three people at that place, two are going to be fishing and one is going to be making oil. If for some reason the demands are incredibly high, then what we'll do, oh, you know what, do the whole holding down the button thing and don't waste your time with this whole having to make a bunch of these one by one. That was silly. Oh no, I held down the button, but it didn't work. Oh well, we'll just do it one by one. All right, I want to experiment with this whole, like, can I make this thing actually kind of a convenient bridge? Can you imagine? Let's see how far back we can go. Oops, do I have it opposite-sided? No, I don't. Let's see here. Oh, I can't. I gotta go. Maybe we can go to the skinnier part of the river? I think there's a nice thin parts of the river right over there. That's it. Okay, let's see what we can get away with there. Is that basically it? Yeah, that's good. Then we can launch ourselves out of here so we can go off and conquer that thug area. Okay, we now have everything we need for fishing. I do want to get somebody on crafting nets since I can't craft nets very effectively, right? Because that's unfortunately a thing that's true for us. So what we'll do is we'll have them make rope since we don't make rope efficiently. We're going to get twice the rope out of this worker than we could possibly have done for ourselves. And we're not going to want to spend a lot of our time on making things that are not simple for us. We need the resources. We need nets. Speaking of which, it is very tempting to get the workstation done, but we don't have to. Instead, right. I want to get in a little bit of trouble here. I want to go fight our thug leader, but I also want to be sure that we're ready for this. So let us, first off, there's no reason why we can't get a well built real quick, since we have access to a well. We have a bucket that we picked up from Sasogi, and it would be really nice to have some of those healing brews before we head out. So let's do that. I would also very much like to, there we go, we're going to hold down E, drop a bucket in here. That'll get us 50 water. We're also going to make some more buckets. We need one bucket because one of our foragers can take care of gaining water for us and therefore start doing crafting around that. I know that we need some more logs for a couple workstations. I want to really beef up our forager's hut so that when we're out and about, if we find anybody, we can throw them at a job. We would like that, obviously, because if we have more people working, this first day we're going to be better off, and we are going to aim at just going for our first day is going to be a loss. Our first production day here with actual villagers is going to be a complete loss. We're going to assume that we can't get all the needs they need and not let them take our resources away from us, and then we'll use all of that to launch the rest of this. These are poisonous mushrooms, but it does not matter because poisonous mushrooms still count as mushrooms for the potion. So we'll do that for these. And I'm thinking that there should still be a few more nests around. It's going to be slightly problematic for us because we want to have a lot of stacks of arrows, but we have a really crappy bow. So our bow isn't going to really last us very long. We need it to do as much damage as possible while we've got it. Since being on hardcore mode, it's easy to go from everything's okay to everything's suddenly not really okay. The enemies hit pretty hard, it turns out, and we take a lot of damage. We're squishy now, much squishier than we used to be. So we need to be prepared for the fact that our survivability is low. And we don't want to get into a melee fight unless we actually have a weapon that can handle that. And I do not think we honestly have a weapon that can handle that right now. I think we have just a big old paddle. And I think that's going to be something they'll just laugh at from us. There we go. Here's another one. All right, 25 eggs and 14 feathers. I really hope that's enough. We'll need some more grasses for the workstations. And I do see some question marks over there. Looks like, it seems like more than one. Oh, that's a cage. Okay, that's going to be a fight. I'm not quite prepared for that one. But we can eventually get that. I wonder. Cage could be an animal, cage could be a person. If it's a person, maybe we'll get lucky and find somebody good. It'd be very fortunate if we could end up with a forager. That's something that we really need. Foragers are probably one of the best for the early game, since they allow you to gain more water from your wells and more from your forager's hut. And those tend to be jobs that will be useful here at the start. We'll need a tailor at some point in time here too. And we're going to try to make some money off of our making of straw from this tip here, which I love. Thank you. There we go, 50 water. I have forgotten what this guy's expertise was. Oh, you're a hunter. Where are we at? Yep, thanks, bye. 5 out of 5. Shoot, we need to go up a level. Okay, let's drop this stuff. I'm going to produce a couple things here. We've got access to making a bucket. We need one, so we'll make the one. Then the bells. We need the bells. No, we don't. We need the arrows. We need the arrows. Let's see here. We'll drop the bucket in here as we don't need that. 60 arrows I really feel like is enough, but it's going to probably turn out not to be enough. Oops. We want the forager's workplace. We're holding down left shift so we can drop more than one at a time. And I'm just going to pop them all down here as many places as we can. We'll get these done. Okay, that's 3 workstations down. This we can make... Oh, look at that. We have a lot of mushrooms. Let's not go crazy because I don't want to waste resources. Again, remember, we are bad for making things. We don't want to be the one making the stuff since we have a disadvantage to it. The trick on that, of course, is that if we could somehow get 500 more experience, what can we build that'll get us 500 experience and not cost us a lot in the process? Are there things that we could just kind of pop down that are free? Trash pile. Darn. That would have been a thing. Do they give us bonus experience? 50 for... Okay. Not bad. It'd be nice to do just any old thing. A simple stone wall, 50 experience. Okay. Hooray. Now that's not bad, and we're getting some experience. If I could get some more levels here, that turns us into having the ability to take on more villagers, which is a win. Okay, so we're getting more experience. It's good. I do want to make sure we get some of this stuff set. Oh, perfect. Let's just build a bunch of these things. And we do have plenty of stone around, so that's fine. Nice. Okay, where are we at? We still have ways to go. I'll find some more things. And there we go. I kept building fishing net racks. I built a simple wooden fence. I cooked every meal I could get away with cooking. And I built the defensive structure right here. So I built these various things. So here, defensive structure, boom, easy there. This one, simple wooden fence. Then went down to production, went over to fishing. I only built those 2, but you could do these 2. That's 50 more there. And then I just cooked everything I could cook that I hadn't already cooked. And that gave us just enough to eke out another level, and therefore 3 more workers. So you there, yes, come live with us. Perfect. Now, with that, we will get you in a home. Have fun with that. Poor Akko, she's just waiting for us somewhere out there. Perfect, we have just enough nets to make that happen. You find your first net at the... Oh, don't do that. I also made Iwasaki. That was fun. I mean, we had some on hand. Why not? Okay. With this, I think we're in a good place to give it a shot. Let's give it a go. Now we can take the safe road, or we can take The very entertaining road. Don't cross if you see white underneath you. That tends to be a deeper spot. This is a deep spot all the way out, but we should be able to jump out to it. It was just fun to do that, honestly. The best way you should go across is this way. There you go. See this lighter spot here? This lighter spot will allow you to cross. Actually, no. Go over to this one. Right to there. And then we can cross over to here. And that should be safe. As long as your character's head doesn't go underwater, you're safe. There's that guy right there. It looks like... Oh, thugs. Good. Because we do need to take out thugs, it turns out. Did we give our guy a job? Yes, we did. Okay. Who are these two? Okay, all right. Nice to have some options. Hello there.
Hi.
A miner. Okay, level 0 is not great. But it's not terrible either. She can level up. We'll get her there. Let's start there. And I say we could do the simple well, but I mean, as far as water is concerned, we don't have to care. We want to make cash. We've already decided that we're going to lose today. So our average happiness is going to go down to 2.91. That's unfortunate. I wonder if I can make it worse. They can make it worse. Nice. So that'll bring us down to 2.69. I'm going to just do that. And I want to we'll take on our people. And what we'll do is we're going to not allow them to get their happiness up. We'll take care of that later. I really want to take these two out, but honestly, let's go get some items from our enemy here. Oh, gee, I almost forgot about our other guy. What are you about? Could have busted both there, guy. Oh, a monk. Level 0 is not great. And also on top of that, to be a skill set, a specialization that isn't really that useful for us. I'm gonna go ahead and pass. We can find monk characters later when we need to care about spiritual needs. We're a long ways off from that right now. And we don't need to care. So we're gonna not care. Now we needed 6 workers to complete our structure. So if it comes down to it, I can always snag that guy and take him into our village. Just so we can get up to 6 for our special project. I'm seeing that the day is nearly done, so we should also be mindful that we gotta kind of push it a little bit here. If I want to get these workers to produce something decent today, so we can use that as a launch point, then we should probably get our butt in gear, right? There we are. This is our guy. Now we're gonna get into a bit of a peppering from a distance contest. There we go. Actually, I don't want to get into an archery contest with you. Because there's 2 big reasons. Number 1, I'm shooting arrows at him from a distance, and I'm not so good at archery that I can tell you exactly where I'm going to hit him. I would like to be hitting him right in the face. That's the goal. And that saves us arrows, and saves us durability. Speaking of which, as we gain our levels, and he will start shooting at you, so keep your head clear of the edge. That was close. Because that hit, ooh, darn. Right through the solid chunk of the rock. I mean, those arrows are going to do a lot of damage, unfortunately. There we go. Ooh. Okay, we have 2 Ways of the Warrior levels. I'm not going to take them yet until we're up to 3. Well, 4, actually. Since I can't really get a huge benefit for the track that I go down until I get to level 4 and 5. 5 points, that is. 4 and 5 points. Because we're going to take the skinning abilities for the first 3, since those pay off long term. And we're not going to try to get into a lot of melee combat. Although we are going to get ourselves up some skill there. Oh yeah, if you haven't saved your game, I just saw the autosave pop on. That would be smart to save your game, honestly. I mean, it would suck to have to redo this a few times. I say that sarcastically. I've had to redo this a few times. Making silly mistakes, but also just the idea of, it is a long ways to go to get all this stuff. And if you forget something, it's bad. Ooh, iron arrow. Yeah, take it. That's a good one. Okay, we're going to sneak because there are actually enemies that are very effective at ending us near eye. So what I'm going to try to do is minimize the amount of conflict that we have in an uncontrolled setting. We want to have all of our combat as controlled as possible. Ooh, that's nice. We're getting lucky on the arrows. We're going to sneak as often as we can. Again, ooh, that's big. The rope is a big deal. We need that for making more bows. Hey, cool. This is the most important part because now we have cash. Ooh, 9 bronze. That's a win. Oh. So now, before the end of the day, we have to have not just the leader taken out, also 12 thugs. So this is going to be kind of a tough challenge here. Now, I don't want to lose out on the end of the day production. So my thought here is we just got a bunch of goodies. Let us first off equip ourselves with armor to increase our survivability. I'm also going to toss the iron arrows in as our main right now. Oh, he had a short bow. Darn, I was hoping he had a half bow. That's a little better of a bow. There are some ways for us to get earlier weapons if we go take on harder enemies and survive. We can kind of get some bad quality but better weapons, which can be good, but honestly it's not really worth the pain in the butt that it is. It's worth you saving and reloading a lot just to get that to work okay. What the? Oh, interesting. That's a fun effect. Alrighty, we're going to head back. You can see, if you look in the center of the screen, up by the little spring leaf, you can see we're almost at the marker for the end of the day. That's a big deal. We don't want to get stuck here losing out on production we could have had. So if it comes down to it, I've got this guy right here who I can take on. I don't want a level 0 monk. But, oh, and he's our last one. I'm kind of curious what we can get away with these people over here. There are 2 thugs. They are... they're not going to be easy to take out since it's on flat terrain. Well, yeah, I have that Naginata. There we go. Let's make sure we put that on. Ooh, shoot. These are not the best ones to have to fight, it turns out. Oh, shoot, there's 3 of them. I say not the best to fight because the guy with the katana, he's quick. The lady has a Naginata. She's got range. And the other gentleman, I didn't quite see what he had going on, but there's 3 of them. So, yeah, not the best, right? Ooh. If you ever need to launch an arrow, find a good spot in the ground, just give it a good shot. Then you can save yourself the trouble of losing your arrow. Okay, so we got our first guy. Obviously, headshots being the thing we want to go for. Ooh, I said that thing about spending my points, but I never did. Hold up. Let's be cautious. Let's spend our points appropriately. Meal distribution is a win. Traveler outposts. Yes, we want to be able to fast travel. Definitely hard worker is good. Warrior, like I said, animal trophy hunter is my first go. Block improvements, we want to live. And then it's all immediately into archery. As soon as possible, we want archery maximized. Okay, we're really near the end of that timer, and I was hoping we could take this guy out. Ooh, that's a miss. Ooh, I was hoping I could get him dead before his friend showed up. Yeah, and with a knife. The problem with knives is that their damage is fast, and their attacks are fast, and the damage is quickly going to draw you down to 0. We're going to do the run and gun tactic. Now, I'm hoping what I can do here is we'll just kind of bamboozle this one and run away. I want to get that structure taken down. I want to get this person in our village. Oh, it helps not to press the wrong button. Please don't do that. Okay. I want to figure out what she's about. Dang, I don't want this person to keep chasing us. I want to be able to get to this person before the end of the day. So let's force this person to go down the river. so that they can be away from us, and then we can grab that person real quick. Oh, shoot. And I was hoping that she would just give up after we crossed. Kind of tempted just to run herself out. Oh, that timer. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. This is going to be silly. Very silly, as a matter of fact. We're going to go over there. We're going to try to snag her as quickly as possible while being chased by an enemy, and hope that she just kind of goes off on the... There we go. We're good. You there. You're Forger, level 2. Yeah. Perfect. Go assign you as fast as I possibly can. And assign job. Forger's workplace. And palm leaves. Go, go. Yeah. Oh, and I thought that was our enemy. Haha. Perfect. Ooh. Talk about perfect timing. Whew. Man, get out of the way. I need you not to get me dead. I don't want to be dead. Don't let me get to the dead. Oh, look, a katana. Or a bronze sword. Oh my gosh. Look at us. Our hero bravely runs away. Constantly. Ooh. Nah, don't get trapped. Uh-huh. And that's what happens when you get distracted. This running tactic works pretty well as long as you're comfortable with stopping, starting, stopping, starting, stopping, starting, and you're also good about balancing out the amount of running you do with the amount of just stop and get a quick rest. Try to get things in your way. This time around, I'm going to have to just let the character recover a bit. We'll let them get close. Their fast jab motion, the quick attack when they're running, is the one you got to be the most afraid of because it comes quickly and it also does good damage. And it's harder to wind up against. Like here, I can wind up for a while, and if she does a power attack against me, wow, I'll be fine. But if she does the quick jab, I'm taking a hit like that. Now, luckily, that hit takes a little bit of her time away. Let's go get the fire benefit. Try to put a structure in the way between us. And unfortunately for us, we're really low on health. Well, not really low on health, really low on energy. She does not get confused by rocks, it turns out. This monk is on it. Beeline for me. Almost dead, though. So, not too bad. Let's just get that last shot. There we go. Ooh, boy. Now, if you are getting a kick out of how much time that took, now you know exactly how it's going to go with the rest of the thugs. Because at this point, the rest of the thugs, it's all the same juggling match. We just need to constantly go back and forth, take a shot to them, run away, go back. Let's check out how far we've made it. A 3 out of 12. Oh my gosh. I don't actually know if we're going to be able to finish this in the first day. And with our bow almost broken. Okay. This could be pretty hard to do. Okay, we're going to do our due diligence to make sure that we're going to do as best as we possibly can. We want to make sure we're using the best arrows as often as possible, get the most damage done, and we're going to get in here and take them one by one by one. It would be nice if we could do shooting fish in a barrel up there. I can do a couple of fights down here. Now, if we somehow don't finish today, that's really going to be unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Now, this guy here is a nice unarmored target, and that's good. She is not what we want. Owie. I kind of want to try to fight her with a naginata, but I also know that she's way better than we are. Oh, that's right. Good thing about this spot is that these enemies have no choice. They have to run back. So that's the thing to make note of here. They get to this distance, and then it is turnaround time for them. So this you can take advantage of. More bronze arrows. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Now we know that somewhere in here is a lady monk who's low on hit points. There we go. Get a few more shots in. Oh my. Helps to line your shots up better. There we go. Okay. From here, it's going to be fast forward time. So, happy times. Enjoy the fast forwarding. Alright, we found ourselves back in the village. Now, reason for being here, we need to build that fast travel, or sorry, we need to build the special project. And since the end of the day is approaching, if we can somehow squeak this in today, it will only be because we had this done and ready to go. So we do need to try to get this set. 35 logs, 50 planks, 20 bronze. We can get that. Because we have villagers who have been making these things happen, we're in a good place for it. Let's see here, 35 logs, huh? Gathered up our bronze. Now we're going to get some planks made. We need a total of 50. We're going to try our best to get everything done. We know we can't. We want to be able to build the special project before the end. I can finish the unlock requirement, but I can't. What I can't do is I can't recreate. So, wait, let me start this over. By finishing the special project, we get to unlock this region in the future. In other words, the special project has to be finished before we can unlock this region. We can take out the enemies here at our leisure. We have 6 more to go. But finishing that iron ore processing station requires us to go across the seasonal divide. We absolutely have to do that right now. So we're going to make sure we get that finished. And then we're going to set ourselves up with a number of workers here so we can do that. Now, ideally, if I had enough time, I'd go try to finish a project that's quick and allow us to do the Sosogi Bridge, but I didn't really budget enough time to make that happen. So what we can do is we can just go back and see how many more thugs we can take out. All right, let's make sure we have our best arrows in our actual slot first before we get out there and try this out. And we're just going to go try to take out as many enemies as we can. Ideally, across the divide, we aren't going to be paused and attacked, as I've had that happen before, where we're running out there trying to take out a bunch of people before the seasonal divide ends, and then over the divide happens, your character stops moving. Well, they don't, so they just gack you, which was really unfortunate, it turns out. Alrighty, going into our next season, we'll be able to finish up our iron ore processing station. We'll have access to mining iron right away, and happily, we will also just need to finish off our people here, and we have this area liberated, and we have access to a lot of different things that we really, really want. We won't be crafting them, but we'll have villagers who can. Alrighty, what I'll do here is I'm going to just fast forward through this stuff, and you can see how far we get. Well, there we go. We made it across. We survived it without the enemy catching up to us and gacking us. And there it is, the iron ore processing station. Now, I will say that in a previous attempt at recording this, I got lucky and a blacksmith trader just so happened to show up in there, and I was able to buy the cooking pots. That was amazing. That was the luckiest thing I think I've ever seen. And then I proceed to make a really stupid mistake and was like, no, that can't stay. Alrighty, let's do some things here. We've got some major items to take care of. The palm leaves have been sitting in our inventory for a while. We're going to build the palm leaf drying rack. It only costs us 25 coin, and it's all of our bamboo, so we'll have to go get some more. But what this is going to do is it's going to make it so we no longer rely on grasses for most of our things, for beds anyway. There we go. Now 300 palm leaves in there is going to be just fine, thank you very much. Oh wait, hold up, we should have some new points. There we go. Always spend them as you need. I took that point last night because that was, or in the previous night, because we wanted the extra damage. Now we didn't get to use it as much as I was hoping, but that's okay. We're going to keep going on Pere because that's where we're going to end up. I do want to get us to a point where we're fighting and actually taking these dudes out. We're going to change your job though, because we do want to be sure that we have this person working at the well. We want our highest capacity forager at the well, since that's the job that they could do the most effectively. Now, mining wise, we have a level 2 miner, so you're the one that's going in the iron ore processing station. And we're definitely going for iron first off. I want to make sure we're there. Now, you there, this is where it gets a little tricky, because now we don't really need a lot of these things, but we're going to want a lot of these things. So let's make sure we take all of these needs into account. We aren't going to be able to make any iron tools just yet, as unfortunately we don't have access to them. Speaking of which, a lot of what we need, you know what we need right now? We're going to need more mushrooms, as we're going to start making our meals out of mushrooms, and we also need to keep up with fishing. Perfect. Okay, I'm not going to assign our cook yet, as we don't have a meal worth assigning. Yeah, instead, what we got to do is it's time for us to wrap up everything we are doing over there with the thug camp. We really need to have access to constructing the cooking pot. That's what I really need in this village, so we can start cooking proper meals and actually take care of these people's needs. Oh dear, 2 refugees. Part of the whole silly mistake thing that happened to a guard. Yep, we'll need you eventually, but not yet. Level 2 is not that great either. Oh, interesting. Blacksmith, huh? Already have a blacksmith, it turns out. Alright, I'm gonna see you once we get some thugs taken out here. Look at that, we only have 3 to go. And then we'll find, ideally, people in isolation. We don't want them crowded together, as then we're probably gonna end up getting overwhelmed. It helps to aim as well. There we go. Okay, perfect. And we got a new dynasty level, which tells us that we did get our unlock. We're done. Now we can get the alarm bell. That is iron, and also he gives us an iron bell, which is fantastic. Let's just get the last bits of loot here. I'm not really here to get attacked again. Ooh, that was unfortunate. Hoping for better. Hoping for better. You people need better loot. Can we be real? Let's see here. Maybe we can get into this one. It doesn't look like we're going to get much out of this. Okay. How far in can I go? Can I get to the smithy? Nice. We're so sneaky. Right in the daylight. Don't you mind. Nice. Okay, cool. I'm hoping for... Well, not smithy themed goods, but oh well. Still goods. Let's get out of here. Okay, well, we got a good amount of stuff. We're doing okay here. I'd say the fact that this is done and we can move on is the best part of it. So let's get back to our village and let's get this set. We are not going to have iron until after today, so we do have to work through that issue. And that means we also aren't going to have access to the cooking pot until after today, nor the smithy until after today. So we are not going to get all of the needs taken care of that we were hoping for. That being said, it's probably important for us to get some solution for our heating needs, as we are not perfectly set for that just yet. On the way back over, I noticed that we had this boat over here, and I figured we should just take care of it real quick. Whatever it gives us is something, and it's free, so why not take it? All right. As we head back into our town, we're midday. Well, actually, we're mid-late day. That's good. We need to finish up what we have to work on here. We have a good amount of money left, too. It's going to be really worthwhile for us to have some farming taken care of soon here. It's only heating needs that we're off on, isn't it? So then that, I believe, we can actually take care of today by pushing a person into oil. And it looks, oh, interesting. The only thing we're actually low on is the water. But what we could do, instead of going all in and all ham here, let's drop this down just a pinch and just get it so we take care of our heating needs enough, and then wrap this day up with this. Ooh. I could make a fishing net, but my gosh, is it expensive. Unfortunately, with this player costing twice as much, making a fishing net is going to be 8 rope, and that's really rough. Let's see though, we did 8 rope. That's crazy. We did just get a whole bunch of rope, so it is okay, but it is expensive, right? It's okay though. We're getting a lot of fish out of the deal. It is worth now for us double checking priorities to be sure that I actually went through this. No, I did not. So you want to make sure that we uncheck all of our kind of intermediate stuff. We don't want people eating stuff that should then be used for something else. I don't want them using, well, I can use the cooked eggs. We don't want them to eat the fish because the fish is obviously used for a lot of our other goods. I actually don't want them eating those either, because that is tricky for us, right? Because if they eat our raw ingredients, we can't make the foods that are better for them overall. Heating wise, they will burn through things that you do not want them to burn through. We took care of that already though. Okay, I don't want them using sake because I'm worried that when we get one, we're going to be stuck in a spot where we're going to lose a resource we need. And we don't want them using certain planks. I would prefer that they don't use my premium conifer, and I don't want them using up straw. There we go. And for health, we don't want them to use up our healing items that are the highest quality, because those ones should be just for us. Okay, what's going to happen next is that people are going to get happier, and we're good. Raid chance is critical. Well, yeah, we're going to have a raid. We already know that. And now we need to feed our character, and we're set. So this puts us in the start of the summer in a good place. I think that the best move for our rest of the day is a combination of, obviously, getting these things out of the way. I'm going to keep just these weapons that we know we can use for our guard tower. I'm going to also put in our planks and any crafting resources that are useful, but it's worth starting to think about the items that you're going to begin to sell. And the torches could be decorations, but honestly, at some point, it's not a bad idea to begin to make use of some of these things. Burn ointment's a fantastic resource. Candles are great decorations. Let's keep it. Those could be sold. Bronze naganatas are good weapons just on a fly, and Nazarazushi is obviously great for our food needs. Okay. Our character eats just eggs. It's just what it is. It makes it easy on us and saves our people resources. And it's simple. Perfect. All right. With that, we're going to sell to our negotiator, since I don't need a lot of these things. There we go. Seashells you could save for other items later, but that did buy us a little bit of good here. The energy drink we're going to use for travel. Now with this, it does appear that we are in a fine place. Check our work. We're in a good spot for that. Fantastic. I would love to have another house since we are now short on resource. Well, we're short on human resources at this point. We want to be sure that we can get a larger population of people here sooner than later. So let's do that. And I haven't actually we haven't done anything with our shovel work because it hasn't been a priority yet. With that then, it's time for us to get that going. Best thing about this area is we are right at where there is clay. So let's get clay. Oh, my fault. I should probably display it. We have all manner of areas for clay. There, anything you need. This is where we're going to get at what we need for clay. And I'm just holding down the button and it's allowing me to just pop them up. And that's good. So with this, we'll get the clay to build that structure. I'm building the large house because it comes with a bonus to Dynasty experience. It's not necessarily the fact that it even gives me 6 beds or anything like that. It is just convenient in the sense that we can easily get ourselves a quick bit of experience and at the same time gain some beds. We're going to want to get our straw as well while we're at this, since we do have our palm leaves drying over here. 285 straw. Okay, that's fantastic. Ooh, I forgot about these stones. I'll see you after this thing is at a point where I can show you the next step up, which is that we're going to shift this into the makeshift frame. Humorously, I had to travel all the way into Iwasaki to find any stone. Now, chances are there's stone out and about somewhere, and I totally missed it, but I can't use my fast travel right now for reasons. And, yeah, as I was traveling out in the Iwasaki general area, all I can find are iron deposits. And my goodness, I did not find any stone easily accessible in this area. Look at that, nothing. That's an unfortunate reality of this particular place. The good thing is I just bought a whole bunch of stone for almost no money at all, and we'll use that for a bunch of our building. Alright, when we get to this point, unfortunately now we're on to planks, and this is where we're going to run into a little bit of trouble. We luckily have a whole lot of workers getting things done here, and we're going to have a bunch of logs starting tomorrow. It would be even better if we had those logs right now so we can convert them to planks and get ourselves set. Alright, once we get to this point, now we can switch it to makeshift, and we can also switch this front panel to a bamboo entrance and a bamboo entrance. And that makes it all sticks that we have to pay, and I would really like to gather those sticks there. There we go. Then we're all set. Now, the trick is we need a lot of sticks, but we don't need as many planks, which is handy. We can do that here as well. We do that here as well. And there you go. There we go. Now that costs us a lot less. I'll finish this up and then we'll get our beds done. Alright, as we're going, it looks like I didn't check a couple boxes, so we better be sure we did that, because now we gotta change a job slightly. We're gonna need to lower that by a pinch. There we go. And then we can go about that. That gets us just barely to it. Now that, I'm gonna say we're not gonna get those needs because we're still going up in happiness, and that's alright. That's where we want to be. Obviously I need more planks because we constantly need more planks. It is just going to be the thing. There we go. And now what we'll do with this is we'll get our structure set and feed our character eventually. We're getting close to the end on that one too, but boom. Now for this, since we don't have grasses easily accessible, we now have the sleeping mat, which costs us 10 straw, and we are sitting pretty on how much straw we have now. There we go. Now we finished our daily production. We have access to the smithy because we now have iron, and we're about to finish this structure. And with that, we'll be able to move on and assign ourselves a blacksmith and use some of that iron we just got, and also be able to forge ourselves some great things. So now, with that, that's pretty handy. We're going to want to build the smithy. It's unfortunate that it's going to cost us a lot of resources that we don't necessarily have, but we'll get them. We just got a bunch of logs from our workers, so that's good news. We'll have to make some planks, and of course we're sitting pretty on straw, right? All right, with that, the smithy is the single most important thing we can do to advance right now, so we might as well build it. Might as well get rid of this piece. This is just sitting here as decoration, and we'll clear out an area for it. And I do think we need to take care of our poor character. She is starving to death, and that's no good. Alrighty, with that, it is time to make a smithy. There. Alright, again, we can do some fun stuff here. Now this costs us planks and sticks right now, but that can be turned into an empty entrance, which costs even less. This can also be turned into an empty entrance, which costs even less as well. And as we're going, we can also turn this into a makeshift structure if we feel like we don't have enough planks to get by. And I don't have enough planks to get by because we're only just getting ourselves off the ground with our woodworking setup. So this is going to be a bit, and I'm going to have to gather more sticks before we get this done. Now, right about now, having the builder background feels really powerful. It is so slow building these things. Here we go. Once we get this, one of our blacksmiths is going to be assigned to this job. We're also going to grab ourselves a quick unlock or two for things that we really, really need. Bam. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, we're going to waste a little bit of iron, and when I say waste, it's not really much of a waste since we now have a worker. I need 2 cooking pots. 2 because we need to make a workstation. So first off, we need to change this into a hearth with cooking pot to unlock the workplace. Okay, that's done. Then we bring our cooking pot over here. And by the way, the whole having to go in Iwasaki and buy stone actually did turn out okay in the sense that I needed a bunch of stone to build structures here, so being able to purchase stone for cheap was fine and dandy. Okay, from here, now we're set. Our blacksmith is this gentleman, and you, sir, we're going to assign you to the blacksmith's anvil. I still have recipes to unlock. The one I want is this. There we go. Now we can't craft it because, hey, costs are double for us. Great. But this person can. So now it's time to get ourselves going here. Cooking pots we don't need. Chisels we need for making our stone tool, or our the stone that's going to be important for us, chisel stone. I do want the iron arrows. And why? There we go. It sticks. Oh my gosh. Sticks are the bane of my existence right now. Okay. We're also going to have him build ourselves a wonderful, wonderful simple tanto, because simple tantos are amazing. And of course, we're out of planks. So anyway, this just is a constant struggle of needing more and more resources. It is entertaining. We're just at the edge of being able to do a lot of the work. This is where things are going to change. So this has been the struggle all the way up until now. We are about to get off the struggle bus and start moving on and actually factually take off and make things work. So a lot of this is just getting past this issue. We need the sticks, we need tons of arrows. I want to be ready for most of our major fights here. And I also want to be sure that we can get ourselves ramped up with all of our resources as well. We want to get a few more individuals working at our woodcutter's hut. I'd like to get some people who have that specialization so we can start getting a lot more access to better resources. We also have a raid to think about coming up, so it'd be super convenient if we didn't have to struggle through that as well. Okay, all set. I gathered up a bunch of extra and also double checked that we had a whole bunch more sitting around. We can make ourselves only one set. We need to get more feathers then. I do want a couple Tontos. Those are great for adventuring and doing our thing. And now the next best thing here is for us to decide what do we want here. Iron pickaxes are great. It's simple. I would like a kama just for us to carry around. Luckily, that's super cheap. We do want an iron axe because we're going to have some better. We want to have some better working conditions here. And I do want the iron pickaxe more so than anything else. Not the naginata, it turns out. More so the iron pickaxe. Now, the ads is also, it's really worthwhile as well, considering the fact that that's going to give us a lot of freebies. Okay, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of those tools, and part of it is that I've done a bad job of saving my busted hammers, so that's unfortunate. I've been breaking them, unfortunately, getting too close to being at the last strike and then not noticing and then just breaking them anyway. So that's not the best. There we go. This is going to be good. Perfect. We do not need 4 of them. 3 of them would be good. Oops, we don't have the iron anyway. Ooh, that's the one we want. I do want a pair of these. The reason for the ads is because they are going to give us a big multiplier, a big set of bonuses. Okay, and then we have a person who's going to be mining. It looks like this is in a good place, aside from the fact that I actually need to get... Yeah, I'm going to have to drop one of these down. You know what? This one we'll use more often. Okay, I just need to find more feathers while we're out on our little adventure. And then we have one more major thing that we have to take care of, which is to change her job into the cooking hearth. Boom. And then we're done. Now we've taken care of meals, checked the box. Happiness-wise, we're doing better. Heating, we can take care of soon enough. Let's go find ourselves some actual factual workers and make use of this. Chicken inventory, what do we need? We need to actually put stuff in our hotbar rather than having it sitting in our inventory. And then let's go. And it's just so weird. I can't fast travel. I don't need to even transition to the next season. I just want to be able to fast travel again from my village. But it's not letting me do it. So with that, we're going to run out here. I'm going to go and find nests. That's the goal. All manner of nests. I should remind you that you need to bring your stuff with you. So we need to bring with us the stuff that you can use to make a fast travel location, because it is silly to adventure without the ability to make a fast travel location. Yes. Now, I don't have any bamboo, but we see it out there and we can get it while we're traveling. So yeah, it's really important to make sure that you have all the equipment with you that you can use so that fast travel is available in a pinch. So let's make sure we do that. We'll get some bamboo here, and then we'll have everything we need, and luckily for us, that also happens to be where there's a nest. There we go. We just need 8, I believe. Let's check. We do need 8. Perfect. Okay, that's the key. We want to be able to fast travel at a whim. All right, off we go. It's all about finding feathers. It's all about finding nests. And then we're also going to aim ourselves at Aratane and see if we can find people while we're out and about. So we're aiming ourselves to get here. So that's the goal. By doing that, we're going to get a few different unlocks that we need. Oh, fantastic. We'll find some people while we're out and about. Ooh, we're going to find rice. That's a very nice thing to find. It's okay to have extra rice, right? All right, let's see what we can do for people. That was exactly what we needed. Come live with us, please. Are you there? A level 5 blacksmith? I mean, honestly, not the worst thing in the world. We could make good use of them. We can actually switch out the job, too. Hey, that's a win. Now, for our carpentry workstation, I'm curious. Actually, why don't we... Let's keep just getting logs for today. We can process our planks down. That's okay. Now you there. I want to replace you with our other person. Yes. Oh, and it dropped all of our workload down. That's okay. It's okay because it actually gave us a lot more. Look at that. We get 1 adds, 2 axes. Okay. Nice. But I think we're going to be stuck that we need to make sure we have enough for this here. I don't want to be shy of this one. Okay, good. And then off again. Off to find more nests, off to find more people, off to find more things. And it turns out there's a lot of wolves around here. So we took out a wolf, we'll take out more as we go. Found a dude. Fisherman. Oh, level 1. But honestly, the bonus 25% is better than the level. Because this guy, when we assign him, he is going to be substantially better than his compatriots. There, look at that. Already seeing that he's doing a better job. There we go. That's awesome. Perfect. Off we go again. Then we found a guard. Actually, I'm kind of good with that because we could use somebody who's a higher level guard. And that's going to put us at having 2 guards, which is not really the best, but we might need to have a guard in a different town. We might have another village, so let's just do it. Let's be good with that. And now we're still off and going, of course. A handy thing to find while you're out and about, and it is on your way to Aratane, is gather up some of this flax, as you're going to use this to get yourself in a spot where you can make more rope if you want, but more so, we want this to make linen in time. So we're going to snag a bunch of this so that we can make some fields eventually, and use that to make linen for our healing compresses, which we will unlock when we take care of our next region, which is the Central Plains. And it is going to be worthwhile for us to unlock the Central Plains and use Central Plains, as it provides us a space where we can get paper, and it provides us a space where we can get ice if we so need it, and it also is a very easy area to unlock. Now, I don't need a ton of this. I am just getting extra so I can make a little bit of linen on this when I want to with a village worker. Once we get our Kama, this will be a lot easier and we can gather a ton. This region, it is tempting to consider the river region, as it is, well, it has access to clay, which we don't currently have access to for a resource, but I will say, in every playthrough I've had so far, I don't ever assign workers to doing the clay work, as it's just not very efficient. They don't gather enough to make it worthwhile. It's really easy as a main character to just gather a ton. Alrighty, congratulations and welcome to Aratane. We're going to immediately take on the quest from her, as she's going to say that we should gather up some crops. That's good, because what we can do here too is we can immediately buy 35 wasabi from this person, and then we can go find the farming trader, and we can buy 50 wheat from him, and that'll do it for us. Perfect. Oh, not bad. So let's go over here, and let's finish up that quest line. Get the crops. There we go. And then we just need to go talk to our person in the woods. And before that, though, conveniently, we have a decent amount of money, which I am very happy about. We can snag ourselves a rice bag so we can start farming it. And as for, does he have anything else worth buying? Honestly, whatever we need to take care of our needs for our people, we could get. It's not bad. The copper kama could be good just to save me some time in gathering resources. It's not that expensive, and I do have available space for it, but I don't think we necessarily need it. We do want this fast travel location. Cool, we can fast travel. We're going to come back here and we're going to get that small bridge construction site set up. You could gather these veggies if you wanted to, but what we're going to do is just get this plot line advanced. We're going to go talk to the person out here so that we don't have to go back out here again for a while, and have it so that we can wrap up that quest line anytime we would want to. It's going to take us a little time since it requires us to get these veggie meals, which, again, we can buy, but also we could just make with some of the resources we already have. And again, this area, we probably aren't going to be back out here again for a while. So it's worthwhile for us just to get this set so that when we're ready, we come back here and finish this quest lineup.
Hi.
Conveniently, She also gives us some turnips, which will allow us to make a couple of those veggie meals. All right, here we are. We're back and talk to her. And then we just need to do the next thing. Okay, but what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the temple, get that fast travel location unlocked. And if you needed to buy any herbs while you're here, you could. Keep in mind that this is going to be worthwhile. We do want to set up this special project before the end of this season. We'll come back here when we have time. Ooh, out of space. All right, with that, we'll just run up the hill. We're going to get ourselves to the temple. That's the goal. So we're just going to run up the hill and gather up whatever we can. My inventory is absolutely full of random stuff from taking out wolves and gathering nests and just gathering resources. Now, what's really promising is that we approach the temple and it looks like there's a lot of question marks, and that means there's a lot of refugees here. That's very fortunate. Hopefully you got lucky and you found some refugees in Aratane, and if you're double lucky, you found refugees in Aratane and here in the temple, and that's awesome. So now, what are we going to do? You're a level 2 miner, but I already have that. You are a level 2 forager. I will gladly take on a forager. And then you're a level 4 guard. I am not going to take on a level 4 guard. Okay, with that, we're here. We have everything we need. I need to free up an inventory space. I don't want to go back with the iron bell that we're about to get from our abbot. So we're just going to sell some things that are not a huge priority. I did sell the fat off. I could have made that into something else, but I also can definitely use my time to hunt and get more fat soon enough. So we'll get our bell. Perfect. That's awesome. Now we just need to actually build the bronze bell, which we don't have yet. And we need more bronze in order to do that. But I think that'll happen in due time. With that, it is time to fast travel home. It's convenient that we can fast travel to our location. It's inconvenient that we can't fast travel away from our location. We'll do some village work while we're here. Look at that. Still can't do it. I am so confused. Do I just not have it upgraded? I wonder if I can move it and we can force it to change. There we go. Yeah, now I can fast travel. Cool. All right, reset. Good show. All right. Okay, got a forager in here. We do... We need to get our meals all set. Wow, that's a lot. Apparently we need another cook soon. Okay, that's good to go. We'll figure that out. We have a lot of structures to build, turns out, and we have a lot of space we need to take up here. Okay. I'm going to do a good job of remembering my hammers right now, right? There we go. Yes, we also need to double check our smithy and make sure that I'm making what we need to make. I prioritized making more arrows because I know right from here I get a bonus free stack for only 15 iron, and I don't want to lose that, right? Like, that is big. That saves me a ton. It did mean I had to drop some of these down a bit, and that's okay, because now what we'll have to do, I guess I can drop another one of those in there. We're going to want somebody else making ourselves a good... yeah, we want to make sure this person's doing a good job here. There we go. Up that a bit. Maybe we check this and see if we can go up and work in productivity training. We can. That's going to allow us to ramp that up a bit too. That's... every little bit matters, right? Every little bit matters. Now, the good thing here is that I do believe that also means that that's going to pop us over. Perfect. That's what we wanted. Okay. That being the case, it's time to make our field. It's time to make all of the things we need to make. Mystery solved. The reason why I couldn't fast travel from my tower is because I didn't pass close enough to the Sasogi area when I was there. Oh, ouch. That's a hard hit. That's going to require me to travel all the way back there. I would love you all not to have to deal with that issue, so let that be a lesson. Always go as close as possible to that Sasogi sign. Otherwise, the consequences are rather sad. With that, I've got rocks to get, unfortunately, because we are out of stone, and all we need is more stone for this stone mason. So, looks like we're going to be crossing the river. Let's see what we can do here, and we'll gather up resources over here. There we go. Now we've got our Next most important structure done. We're going to build up an extra mining place and then leave it be for a bit, as we don't necessarily need the extra stonemason station yet. I will look forward to having that for maintenance needs soon enough. For now, we need stone, so we can get ourselves in that position. I should definitely have spare axes. Good. Now this person, I'm not going to have them assigned as a worker just yet. I don't want them to end up dying today. They're a level 5, and that's going to be handy to have. If I assign them, we're about to get raided today, it's not going to go well for us, since I'm guessing that we're going to get a significantly different collection of enemies today. I don't think they're going to be looters, so we're going to have to deal with the fact that they're going to be trouble. There we go. 250 stone will do it. With this, I do believe we're in a good spot. I would love to have more workers before this day is done. Honestly, if we get raided and we lose things today, it's not a big deal. We do need just a pinch more for meals. What can we do with that? Alright, I threw in some gobo. Cooked up a little gobo real quick, so we'll be good to gobo. Now we're good. Okay. Now we're just going to wait for the raid to happen. I will resume as we get the raid. I believe the only thing left for me to do is to continue building things. But at this rate, oh my goodness, we are a little chugging away here. We're just slowly but surely chugging away. I do need another structure for this. We need more people gathering logs so that we can start expanding this village a little faster than what's going on now. As at this point in time, we are very, very slow about how we progress. And part of that is because I am fully in charge of log work until they start getting further on log work. And I just don't want that to be the case. Alright, before this night happens, and really, we're kind of tight to it, I want to see what we can get accomplished. We're going to bring some things with us, and we're going to see how close we can get to... Ooh, sticks and logs. We're going to see how close we can get to actually making it through the seasonal divide properly. I definitely had some thoughts before going into this, and I made some attempts, and it felt really empty, felt really lacking. I ended up doing the raid fight and then getting the end. I'm like, cool, now that we did that, let's go finish those special projects. And then, yeah, wouldn't you know, I have no time to finish special projects. I am at the end of a raid that happens in the early evening. So that's not good. So we have to try. We've got to go out here. We've got to get this special project wrapped up and then head home. Now, does that mean that I have all of my stuff with me? Because I really need to have brought all of my bronze and my fast travel things. Yes, I did. Thank goodness. Because that's going to be what we're going to use to get home for when the raid shows up. Now, I also have, obviously, a weak axe, which we can swap out. There we go. You there, are you worthwhile? You're a hunter. I don't think so. We do not need hunters. Now, we're going to go in here. We're going to take down anything that we need to take down enemy-wise, but obviously I need to really focus on the hurry. We need to get in here. There we go, because that's going quick. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Wait, I can't buy from you? There we go. Not the best stuff. It's good to get by the rot from these people if you need to make anything for it, like the compost bin. That can be helpful. Now, when we get into here, we're going to try our best to not get distracted by the enemies that may show up. Like, we're probably going to have a critter or two show up in this area and face us while we're doing this. We need a lot of logs. We need a lot of planks. We want to get this done quick. Not too many planks to go. Only 6, which means 2 logs worth. We did not need that, but that's okay. There we go. Done. And the rest we can just get for loggage. Let's do this. I want to finish at least one special project across the divide. It's not great if you can't go across the seasonal divide without finishing a project. We want to maximize that. Especially since at some point we would like to have the Central Plains area unlocked for us to get ice as we need it. We don't really need ice, to be honest with you. I'm not going to make sake. I don't find it to be that useful in comparison to Doburuku, which does not require ice. Oops, it's stuck inside the grass. Darn it. Look at it, deep in the grass. We also still have to get home to get to our raid, right? Rapid clicking. Okay, when the raid shows up, we'll drop our location down, and we'll fast travel home. I'm sure some of you are already aware that I need a couple. There they are. I've got enough planks to do it. All right. Can we just run home to Iwasaki, or can we just go to Iwasaki? Probably. At this rate, I think we're okay. Sure, we'll take it. It would be really convenient as well if we could finish the project in Enduro, finish the guard tower. I don't really have an easy way to do that, especially since I don't have a fast travel location to get there, since I did not go close enough to the Sosogi fast travel location, which I gotta tell you, that's hitting hard right now. You know what I might try? I think we're gonna push it. This is not the wisest of strategies, and I am flat out telling you right now, this is a little dicey. I might not get to my village in time, but I want to get to Onsen. No, it's here. That marker is incorrect. I want to get to the Onsen. I would really like to have the bonus stamina and the bonus health regeneration for when this fight comes up. If we can have this, we might be in a better spot to win it. I did the raid before. I'll be fully honest with you on how it went. I died twice in it. I started out by doing just fine, getting through 2 rounds, and then the 3rd round, no, I got gacked. It was done. And from there, we reload. Well, I just would respawn, and you're right by, of course, the bell tower. And so they're right on top of you. So you just kind of continually get you. Your health is not regenerating. You're just kind of sitting there getting hit. So I was able to dodge a few times, which is fantastic. But for me, the Naginata is the starting way I'm going to do this, since I did build that extra Naginata for reasons unclear, or maybe I found it. Anyway, we have a bronze Naginata that we are definitely going to use for this. Here it is. It's in great condition, which is the best part. Now, because it is a seasonal divide, honestly, I can take these people without having to worry about a thing. I would love it if they were woodworkers. There's a lot of hunters out here. Perfect, we'll take you. I am very much about having more farmers, as we're going to need more rice to be farmed soon enough. We also have to build that tailor's hut. We have discovered the onsen, which is fantastic. We need that. And now, boom. Look how much our stamina drops. That's because of how high our stamina goes up, which is a big deal. Now we go home, and we equip ourselves. Oops. Don't forget about the fast travel rock. Now we're not far away from, obviously, the Enduro Rebel Watchtower, which it would have been nice to just run it to there, drop the fast travel, and then come back. But I'm kind of suspicious that the raid is going to happen real quick here. So I want to be home for it. I'm kind of tempted to fix those bows up since they're garbage and they're broken. That's what we really want. And I want one of these. Alrighty, let's get ourselves equipped so we are ready to go. Oops, that was incorrect. I am dropping my simple arrows back into the village inventory because I am really, really tired of the character equipping those arrows as the next available one. It is not okay. It is causing mass problems. Do I not have a hammer? Bandits, not bad. I'm going to buy this repair stand for 100. Oh, crud. I was really hoping to actually do that. Alright, well, that's okay. Now, let's get out our Naginata. One and heavy and light and light. So we're doing, I'm doing, oops, always remember your card. Some light, heavy, light, light. Oops, I blocked out of it. So it's light. Oops, heavy. Oops. Sorry, a second here. Oops, and I was blocking too much. Health potion. We do want to make sure that that raises here. And while we're waiting, it is definitely okay for us to wait a little bit. There we go. Ooh, poor thing. There we go. And then we'll go light, light, heavy. There we go. I am a huge fan of the light attacks. Ooh. We're just going to go light attacks all the way through. Drop in another. Oops, that was the incorrect button. There we go. Drop a health potion and a stamina potion while we're at it. Oops. There we go. Now, I did not equip us with a guard, right? And you will notice that we are stuck with no guard right now. That's okay. We actually want it that way. Perfect. He drew his bow. I want him dead while he's got it out. There we go. I want him dead when... Dead with the bow out means that I get the bow. Okay, now... The light attacks are going well. Now, I don't want to miss this opportunity. There we go. There we go. Heavy attack through it. Knife people tend to do really well at dodging, so be mindful of that. One thing I'm trying to be careful of with them, if they stay at a distance from you with the knife, they will do that jump attack at you, and that can be devastating. So be ready to press the button at some point. Oops, this is me not clicking slowly enough. Turns out the adrenaline's on high right now. There we go, right? Okay. Well, we made it through that one better than the last one, I'll tell you. I'll see if I can just put that on the background. I don't know. It's not really worth seeing. I died a couple times, like I said. Ooh, 3 sake. That's the quest we needed. Perfect. So we do have a quest that asks us to have those. Let's make sure we keep that on hand. All right, and I do want to point out a mistake. I was hoping for something. I was hoping to be able to repair some items, but you don't really want to use the item I used. Instead... Oh, it was a short bow. Oh, darn. I was hoping maybe they did half bows. There we go. Copper knife. And now it's time to start finding our arrows. It'd be really handy if there's a way to see them better, but oh well, we're good. Okay. I kind of want to... Let's see what we can do here. Okay, let's go, 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 go. Alrighty. What do we got for planks? Oh my goodness. We're going to try something here. We're going to try our best. I'm going to bring a bunch of these planks with. Okay. Time for you to run there, friend. Whee! Just trying to get them off the workstation. Sometimes if you press jump, you can force them to disengage from their work. And that's really what I'm trying to do. So, the repair station. We'll come back to that in a moment because, unfortunately, I just really need to get us going to our locale. We're going to take as many... We need straw, and we need bamboo. And we need another axe. Or an adze. No, let's just go with it with what we got. Okay, running. Ah, health. We need to make sure we don't die of hunger, obviously, right? Okay, cool. Alrighty, good to go. Now, run to our fast travel location. Are you somebody who I need? Yes. Perfect. Thanks, guy. We're going to Onsen. This is going to be so tough to do. I don't honestly think that we can succeed, but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to sit here and not try, right? Ooh. Oh, my goodness. It happens that we actually need bamboo on the way in too, so don't mind the fact that we need bamboo. And this is the closest we're going to get to having bamboo right next to us as we go. 36, I don't know. I don't want to lose this axe, unfortunately, but it looks like we're going to lose it. My goodness. That was a strong, stout tree. Okay, now, off we go. We are going to make our best attempt at getting to the Enduro Watchtower and seeing if we can construct it. I'm going to try to pick up rocks as we go, and I'll fast forward.
Konnichiwa.
We're here and did our best to build as much as we could on the way in. I prefer not to break this axe in the process. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we can possibly get all the logs that we need. I did assign our workers to the Central Plains area, just so we'd have it. Nice. All we have to do is the logs. If we can somehow pull this off, it'd be so amazing. Then we have to assign the workers too, which would be crazy. Oh well, good effort, right? Oh, now if I would have put down the fast travel location, obviously we'd have that available too. That would have been nice. We can wrap it up any old time though at this point, and we do need to get to Enduro anyway, so it's not a big deal that we have to do that. Okay, not bad. I did have a couple refugees departing. Unfortunately, without assigning them, we lost them. I should have assigned them as my workers, but that was a big mistake on my part. So don't make that error. Assign your people, make it happen. All right, now the big trick of why was I upset about that whole repair station is this. If we go into our area here and we go into furniture for this particular building, we can find that there's a repair stand that costs only 50 coin and it repairs everything. So I was hoping to repair things on the fly, which would have been very nice, but it isn't worth the extra 100 I just spent on nothing, especially since we could just as easily get access to it this way. Now, do note that here we are at the start of a seasonal change, and we do need to equip that. And really, honestly, that's it. We have plenty of straw, so we're not struggling for that. Look at that, 800 more. Okay, we're fine when it comes to straw. Am I a little sad that I lost some of those workers? Yeah, of course I am. But you know what? It's going to be all right. We're doing really well considering. Okay. We have plenty of straw. We have plenty of items. We have plenty of... We're in a good spot now. We can now wrap up our quest lines. At this point, honestly, I feel like we're in a good place. We've taken the Central Plain area. This is where my next village will end up being because I want access to paper trees and I want access to ice. So that's where I'll go for this. And that also puts us in a position where we can easily finish the Enduro Watchtower, go to Enduro, get the fast travel location unlocked, go to the archipelago as we see fit, go back and get the Sasogi fast travel location if you want, and then also finish up the quest lines in Sasogi. I mean, we obviously have some people who we can rescue back there and put into our village, but at this point I have aimed at just getting Iwasaki first. We've done that, and now from here it's just traveling through the rest of the game and advancing. A lot of this just becomes very pokey and very much just steady progress. So at this point, the big recommendations are set, which is always build your structures out of makeshift so that you're using sticks. As far as villager needs are concerned, don't prioritize them until you know you can handle it. In other words, it's okay if you let a couple of these days go by and you don't take care of their needs. Make sure you uncheck it so you're not wasting resources and then be set to go. Once you get to beverages, honestly, we're about to unlock our beverage solution, which I can show you briefly here. Oh yeah, and don't forget that simple fish meals are really where you're aiming to go ultimately. It's just the place to be. So when we get down to it, you definitely want to have that as your go-to. Obviously, having the iron ore processing station right now is really handy. I would love to have our water field assigned. There we go. Making sure you double check things. Double check if you haven't spent points in a while. Like right now, here I am thinking about it. I'm going like, wow, have I not actually spent things? And I haven't. Things that I don't love taking care of are heating. I also don't love taking care of meals, so that's another one that would be a good one for us to take. I'm always about having more stamina. It helps a lot over time, and we need at least 1 point in this so we can unlock some things later on that we need. I'm going to want more parry ability since that's been one of our biggest issues. I do love the idea of having more blocking. And of course, we haven't actually done quest lines, so go figure, I haven't done that. I'm taking away the monk point because I know we will be doing quest lines soon enough. With this, I now have my miner, and I'm going to assign them, hold up. We do need to make at least one chisel. So there we have it. Now that we have that, we're going to manage this job. We're going to get this set, and it is, no, we're definitely not making stone jugs. Congratulations, maintenance is solved. We just need stone and to make chiseled stone. We're done. We'll never have to deal with maintenance again. And with that, meals-wise, you know, honestly, getting to the point where we can do tempura is really what I want to do, but we aren't in a convenient space for that just yet. We just need a couple more people to be set at fishing. Ooh, I would really love to have had that fisherman here. Yeah, look at that. So set here. If we go heavier on oil, we can take care of our heating needs. Honestly, I think we need to keep our fisherman guys doing this. And we want to make sure we get our freebie, right? Make sure you go to the one that jumps you up by 2 so that you can make sure you're maxing out your freebies. There we go. That's really good. That's going to give us 50 oil. 10 bonus oil. See that? 40 fish to get 50 oil. That's what you want. Then from here, I believe we might be able to solve our tricks with tempura. Let's see what that looks like. Note that when you're making this particular area, you're going to use up a bunch more of your bronze, which we still need a collection of to make our upgraded bell tower. But this is where, perfect. Anoia Dynasty level 10, we'll get the brewery. Let us take our cook and let us make good use of this. There we are. Now, we could do fish meals. That's good. We do have access to that. And this will get us, wow, holy cow. This is a lot more capacity. I'm not going to use tempura. No, this kitchen is it. Okay, cool. That's it. Now, I did make this out of the makeshift, right? Like we made it out of our sticks, which is good. Makes it easy for us. We are set for that. Now, the next things are, I mean, at this point, honestly, it's just when you finish building the brewery, that is the last thing you need. Now, the fun part about the brewery, it costs a lot of planks to get this base made, and you can then turn this into a structure where it's, you're going to go through and make all these empty entrances. And congratulations, that's really it. You just need to put down that huge base and just make sure you have the resources that can finish the thing off. Ooh. Ah, did we get the entrance limit? Nice. And then if we just make these normal back walls made of sticks, then boy, I'll tell you, this is real easy. Because then it's just a matter of just finish them off as we go. And keeping in mind, the only reason we're finishing this entire structure is just so we can access Doburuku. I'm not going to make sake, especially since we just got sake from our invaders. That'll wrap up the quest line. I only ever need sake so we can finish that quest for Aratane. Oh my goodness, the planks. The planks are... careful with your hammers, right? Right? The amount that we've saved in resources and time for workers using these busted up hammers and busted up axes, it's totally worth it. Don't underestimate how good those are. Wait, is it? Oh my goodness, it's raining again. I swear, I believe since summer it's been raining at least once every single day. What is going on here? And as I'm out here gathering more planks, which seems to be the eternal battle, honestly, that's the eternal battle for this particular playthrough, is just I never have enough planks. I've gathered us some hemp, and that's going to be helpful for us to use in our tailor's hut to make rope in time, although honestly, with the amount of straw that we're producing from palm leaves, probably not that big a deal, but it is a worthwhile consideration for you to have. So, once this is done, you're going to watch our cook turn into the most powerful person in the world. There we go. Now, let's go find our cook. Where are you, buddy? Alrighty. Now, yeah, obviously they're creating a lot of meals. We don't need to go over the amount of meals necessarily, as it's not going to do us too many favors. But look at that. We're already massively crushing it when it comes to beverages. So yeah, we're definitely going to pop it down here. And you can save a few of these as extra so that you can rise it as you find more people when you're adventuring. But honestly, we're done. We have solved all of our problems. Between this person making simple fish meals and Doburuku, we are done needing to take care of people. And this whole 200% needs is no longer a thing. The thing that is a worry is constantly needing more planks. Oh my gosh, just the amount of planks we need. It's absolutely crushing me. We obviously don't need any more of this. So at this point, I'm going to massively reprioritize. We're going to shift all of our focus. This one, I don't think it's going to be worth us making too many more arrows, especially since I can't get a bonus at this point. So we're going to, wait a minute, it's feathers. We're going to pop out of that. Could you make more Tontos? They do actually make decent resources, although, hey, planks are there, that's a thing. If we could just get ourselves to a point where we're making planks, we'd be okay. Now, I would like to get that copper bell. So instead, what we're going to do with this person is I'm going to turn them off of this, and we're going to have them be a smelter. And we're going to make bronze. Obviously, I don't have the bronze right now, but what's going to happen is we're going to go run around, and we're going to gather the tin. I am going to make my happy self travel to the Onsen, and I'm going to gather tin there, and then I'm heading to Sosogi, and I'm gathering copper on the way there. So essentially, that's my future, is just me going and doing that. I'm going to build the tailor's hut soon enough. I just don't feel like that's a major priority at this point. I do need this person to now have a job defending us, because otherwise we're going to have trouble. The Tonto generously allows us a 1.75, so it is actually a worthwhile weapon to have equipped on that person, so it's not bad. And then from here, I think you can see that we're doing fine. Simple work. Yep, it looks like we're good. Yeah, from here it's just a matter of let's do our thing. We have plenty of money, so any other situations that we need to deal with, we can solve with cash on hand. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but that's too big to ignore. A level 9 and minor? Yeah, let's go. Because now, you, sir, I do want more stone. And I could put this person on stone and never worry about stone again. But 219 or... Oh, yeah, that's good. Wait. Don't be mad, my guy. Don't be mad. Too bad I can't have two of them. What we could do here, if I am struggling a bit and thinking, I need more stone. By the way, that person up there, the guard that says we don't have enough resources for them, that's okay. We're not too worried about that. Not bad. That's 27 stone. It's not bad. I kind of want to max this out. I don't want to... I want to get as much iron as we can get away with. But I do want to make sure we have stone coming in for our... Nah, it's not worth it. I'm diluting the effort if I do this. With that pickaxe, we're getting more out of this. We want to make sure we maintain that. All right, with that, like I said, I'm going to fast travel to the onsen. Because it's raining, we need something that helps our stamina out. Lucky for us, the onsen allows us to have our little buff here, which will allow us to have our stamina. And the straw cloak, as well as the hat, happens to do a decent job of keeping us safe from rain. Then we'll go check here and see what's up with that. It doesn't look like anything that I want to waste my time on. If it was something else, I might consider. We do need a pinch of bamboo as we travel. Don't forget your bamboo for your fast travel location. It's easy to lose track of that one. And make sure you have your planks. But if you don't, if you have an adze on hand, you're good to go. With that, the adventure is just beginning, right? Like, this is us taking off and going forth. The only things I have left to tell you, as far as a guide is concerned, is just make sure you have access to something that'll take care of luxury needs later. I'll be honest with you, my major solution is just going to be to build taverns until I'm tired of building taverns. Because the jobs, the workstation jobs, take care of it just fine. You don't actually need to make luxury goods unless you really want to. Healing compress. We also want to have the Central Plains area because the healing compress is, as you can imagine, really helpful. And that's why we're going to want cloth, so that's why we're going to start farming with our hemp in due time here. And that's what we'll do next. Heading this way, all it is a matter of me finding everything I can to mine with. And we're set. Take care, y'all. I hope you enjoy your hardcore playthroughs.